a story which is known to you all, but he has to say something, otherwise the time will be wasted. We will have something. A guru was once teaching his disciple the highest truth. The guru was sitting, leaning against a wall, and a disciple was sitting in front of him. The guru was vehement in his exposition of the highest truth, and he wanted the disciple to listen to him with a concentrated mind, and he expected such a thing from his disciple. Meanwhile, what happened? A mouse that had gone out for wandering was returning to its hole, and the hole was on the right side of the guru in the wall. And the mouse was coming from a distance and slowly creeping in the hole for fear of being attacked by these two people, because these persons were sitting close to the hole. Carefully it was coming. When it was coming that way, the disciple could see, but the guru cannot. Guru's back was turned against the hole. The attention of the disciple was drawn to the mouse, and the mouse was creeping and watching it. Now and again he would look. When the guru looked at him, he will turn his gaze towards the guru, but his whole attention was there. When guru was absorbed in teaching, again the eyes would go there and watch, and that was slowly progressing. A time came when the mouse had entered the hole with the tail out. At that juncture, somehow the guru scented that the disciple was not listening to his talk. He said to the disciple, what's the matter with you? Did what I tell you enter your head? He said, everything has entered, tail is out. At that psychological moment, the tail was out and the whole mouse had gone inside. His mind was concentrated there. This question answered at a time when the tail only was, the mouse was inside. That was the way how disciples listen to the teachings of the guru.
Even in the old days?
Old days like that, and present day too much so. In the present day, you cannot expect the disciple to listen to one word of the guru. His mind is all wool gathering, going to so many places, now in Bombay, now to Trichy, now to Mangalore, now to Madras.
What is wool gathering?
Wool gathering means he is wandering for nothing at all. That's wool gathering. No purpose, aimlessly wandering is wool gathering.
What is real giving? How to really give?
You must give without knowing that you are giving. That's a real giving. You are giving, still you are unconscious that you have given anything. Supposing you give something to your child of which you are so very fond, do you feel that you have given anything? You have not. Your love for the child is so intense that it's as good as you have taken something for yourself. If you feed the child, you feel as if you have fed yourself. When you feed yourself, you don't think that you have done a great favor to yourself, do you? When you put on nice clothes, you don't feel, you say, oh, I have done a great act of charity to my body. He does not say that. So you give to another, not that there is another at all. Actually, there is another, but that another is yourself. So there is no question of giving there. When you take your food, do you think that you are giving food to yourself? Simply you are eating yourself, you see. There is no question of giving food to the body or when you are eating. So all your actions, when done for sake of another, are done as though that another is yourself, without feeling that you are different from the person whom you serve, to whom you give, whom you love. In that spirit it is, Mataji treats everybody who comes here. You'll find people come, will take meals and go, as if they are of the household. Just like she feeds the children. A mother feeds children, see. She does not think they are outsiders. So all world people, you see, are treated by her in the same spirit. So there is no wonder if a poor man comes and he says he is hard up and he does not know how to earn his living, then she says, I will give you a cow. With a calf, she selects the best cow which yields milk, largest quantity. And with the cow, she sends also the calf. But he says, can I keep it? I have no shed at all. I will build it for a shed, he said. Builds a shed. And the cow is housed there. It's all right. I have money to feed it. I will send you hay. Don't fear. He sends me no water, oil cakes. I told you also I will have Appaya is there. I will ask Appaya to give you every day whatever you want. After a few days I come, I have got plenty of milk. I go to the bazaar, they don't pay proper prices. Some people, why are you afraid? You sell it to the ashram. Why do you fear? We want milk. And she purchases the milk. And that man is living comfortable. And she is happy to hear that he is not above want. What is kind of this charity? It's not charity. You cannot give it any name. It's not a giving at all. There's no sense of difference at all. Even among relations you don't find such dealings. Even with the daughter and son you don't keep the dealings as something different altogether. There is some feeling of give and take. Here there is no give and take.
It feels one.
That's actually life lived. People talk tall about it. Lord, they lecture. For long hours, you see, they give promotions, discourses and all that. When you come to the practical plane, you fail. But here, there is no tall talk, no lectures, but lived out life lived out. In that spirit of oneness. Therefore, she may be called the embodiment of universal love and service in the true service. Embodiment. You cannot imagine in what way her mental machinery is working. It's always working. Ramdas can imagine to some extent how to do good to others, how to serve somebody, how to relieve the distress of another. That is it. If she is not able to do as much as she should feel, as she feels that she should do, she is very unhappy. She is miserable, in fact. misery is there when she is not able to give to some persons who need help as much as she should give. The heart that is made only to feed for others, hands only to give to others, body to toil and serve for others. Self-interest and selfishness and selfish views and ideas totally absent. Compared to her, Ramdas is nothing. To tell you the truth, Ramdas is a talker. She is the doer. Whom do you prefer, doer, not the talker?
It's a very difficult question now. You have now to reply.
And this is the truth. You cannot deny it. Ramdas does not want to unnecessarily belittle himself to show, that he is a very humble person. It's not it. That's a fact. Incontrovertible fact. And exact truth. That's it.
Who made Mataji like this?
Ramdas had no hand in it.
Who is telling that? You are just asking a very
See, Ramdas can tell you she came prepared for it. And in teaching Ramdas what the true life is, she flowered, blossomed. In teaching what it is to live a life beyond all dualities, live in the absolute impersonal reality, and then live and move in the world. This lesson she came to teach Ramdas by practicing it before him. Ramdas was having his own experiences, but he was clinging to certain forms. Forms means not images or anything, some forms of life, controlled by certain regulations, some rules. She came and broke all them to pieces. Although she calls Ramdas Guru and all that, Ramdas can say that reverse is the truth. That nobody knows, and she does not want to make anybody know it. And if Ramdas speaks, when she hears Ramdas talking in this strain, she will take objection. What are you talking? To that extent she is selfless. To that extent she is egoless. She puts everything on Ramdas. That's the beauty of her life. She has got some peg on which she hangs on the ego. The ego is hanging on a peg, and that peg is here. And she is without ego and working. There must be some peg on which you must hang your coat.
A very good lesson. Who sent her to perform? Who sent her to perform?
You who is in the heart of everybody sent her. Universal truth.
And revelation. Is it not the same in Papa also?
Bhagwan.
Same universal. Ram is not in Papa also.
Who is not?
Then is not Papa call her?
Ramdas never called. She came one day to the ashram. She came to Kasaragod and was staying with some relations there. And one day she heard there was a sadhu somewhere in ashram. And she and her sister-in-law, her group came. That was the first contact. Afterwards she started coming every day. She found the atmosphere and the conditions were favorable for remembering God constantly. Therefore she came. Who called her? Well, the question of calling, Nanda didn't write her a letter, come, or send word to her, come, nothing for the kind. She came.
It was an inner call from Papa to Mother.
What do you mean, inner call? That is all, what is that? All bluff it is. Pure gas. Where is the inner and the outer call? If it is the inner call, it is the inner call of the divine that dwells everywhere in the entire universe. It is that universal God, you see, prompted her to come.
When she came to that sadhu, in the prompting,
yes, all right.
she liked to revere that sadhu very much.
Yes, in order, he was trying to find a peg on which she can hang on her ego. When she saw this peg, oh, this is the right peg on which she was going about to find out a good peg. Nowhere, she could find a peg. As soon as she saw, oh, here is one, and at once she put that ego around his neck, and she was free. Therefore say everything is done by Papa. That is what we are expected to do. When we surrender ourselves to God means remove the ego and put it around the person who gave you that.
Same sadhu.
What same? Sadhu? Which sadhu?
Sitting around the same peg.
What some peg?
Same peg. Which Mataji selected?
Yes, they peg because he found that the most suitable man, which can take that ego to itself. Others were not prepared to take it. We are not prepared to receive it.
The sadhu taught her this art?
What? No. Why? Why should when you have got a peg hanging there and you put your cap over it, it's not necessary that the peg should teach you how to put it there. Very short of the peg, oh, here is a peg for my cap. Put it there.
It was a divine breakup.
And a divine ego it was. It's a divine ego was put on a divine peg, and she is free from either the human ego or divine ego. There is no ego at all. And in essence, ego is also divine. But at that time, when the ego was obsessing us, we never felt that we were divine. So she removed it and put on the peg, and she is free now. And therefore she is utterly divine. Where there is no ego, there is God.
And where did that sadhu place that ego?
He swallowed it. Because he had been given by wrong power to digest it. So he digested and don't know where to go. So many people can use this peg for hanging on their ego, which he will gradually swallow, but nobody is prepared to do it. She did it, and she got the highest benefit by that. That's actual fact. Ramdas is only a peg.
She is telling that the sadhu inspired her to place that ego there.
Ramdas never heard that she said anything of the kind. You speak for her most probably. Did she say like that in so many words?
I think if she is here, we can get it confirmed even now.
Well, you will make her say things what you have said.
No, I will never say anything.
In what way she will say?
Papa can ask.
Oh, yeah, you see, what inspiration is necessary? When she came of her own accord there, she found if by going there she will have the fulfillment of her ambition, her aspiration. She came there. She said, you see, she went to one Chandekar Maharaj or so. Then she went to Siddhartha Swami. And then she came here. She was in search of a suitable peg and she found it here and put on that and freed herself.
So it is the suitability of the peg.
Peg, yes. Peg means not suitability in two ways. One, it is strong enough to take it off. It must be strong enough to take it off. And it must be the suitable peg. There are so many not strong enough or unwilling. There are so many pegs, they may be capable of taking the ego on itself, but not prepared to read, not willing to read, or not ordained. Right way is not ordained. A Siddhartha is a powerful peg. So many have put their ego on him and released themselves from it. But her peg was here, not there. So when she put in there, somehow she felt that was not the place. When she saw Amdaja, this is the peg I was searching, and I got it.
So then it comes to this, that it was due to the peg, the divine peg, that she was relieved of the ego.
Yes, peg is necessary on which you can put it. In that way, Ramdas might have been helpful to her, but she did put the ego on the peg. That is it. It's not that the peg is there. That means there is a peg here now. So many years. She is the only one who has put it. Others have not done it. And others have done it partially. They have done it, not completely. That self-abnegation, that self-surrender, that renunciation, that utter dedication, you can't. The whole life dedicated, every minute of the life is lived only for others and not for itself, or for the service of the universal and not of the individual. There is no question of other, the universal. The universal has absorbed her, and she is absorbed in the universal.
So
And the sacrifice or renunciation or dedication was so thorough, so complete. She turned back on the worldly life, never looked back again. And when she looked back again, if she did, it was all God for her. The world had disappeared and God stood before him as the whole world. The attachment, silversmith dead, individuality gone. The sadhu who would not eat food here, who would prepare his own food and eat. He used to be given every day sadawat, rice, dal, ghee, atta, and vegetables, these things. He would cook himself and then eat. One day he had taken the bucket from here for storing water. He had one lotus in which he had water for his drinking purposes, washing everything. Still he kept one bucket, nearly half full, near him. It was rather very near to his leaf. He had spread the leaf, the prepared food was served on the leaf. And he sat down for eating. That instant what happened, this Siddhi workwoman, she went there. She wanted bucket. That was the bucket which was she used for some washing purpose or something. She took it off. He shouted, "How did you dare to touch my bucket? You have polluted the whole place. I cannot take food anymore." He became red hot, fiery. Began to cover her in the beams and shouted. We could hear from here. He was jumping about with fury. They left the bucket and ran She could not stand the fire. She ran away. Then he was shouting. Mataji heard about it. What's the matter? The children said, I made a blunder. I went and touched and what has he done? Another reporter came and said he has collected all the food and released everything and thrown away to the dogs. And he's fuming, sitting there fuming. Nobody dared approach him. He had a beard and short, stocky fellow. And he had his jata here. That stout, short man was jumping with fury. Mataji looked from a distance. The fellow was unapproachable. She knew something must be done to calm him down. And then she went inside. We had some watermelons. She cut them all, finely made pieces. And some plantains she got, fine plantains. And she got also perhaps 1 or 2 tender coconuts. All these things she prepared. Put them in a thali, that's one plate, and asked Lingappa somebody to take. No. And she followed and went there. And when he saw these plantains and those melon pieces, red melon, at the very side, because Mataji also at the back, his anger cooled down a bit. And he said, Sadhuji, it was a mistake. The woman, she never intentionally did it. You just take this and one big fruit milk, warm, nice, sweet milk. And that was again, you take this. The sadhu sat down. It was Mataji, the tamer of lions. So that he began to eat. And nearly half of the fruits and milk was finished, he became normal. He began to smile. And the whole thing went down, was perfectly normal. How do you feel, Sadhuji? Oh, quite happy. Now the wonderful thing is, Mataji is so gracious. The food which I put, nothing, what she gave was so nice. I feel so cool, the body was burning, and now everything is cool. I'm just happy. That is how we find difference among sadhus. And they fight among themselves and very difficulty. They won't take food here, some of them. They must prepare food themselves. They make the chauka, what they call chauka, besmear the place with cow dung. And then nobody dare come within that circle. If he comes, he will sometimes you would go to the length of beating him, thrashing him. So we had sometimes difficult times, you see, to compose the differences and the fights and create some harmony. Sometimes, you see, Mataji had to send away some troublesome fellow there who would cause commotion, confusion, chaos. You would find out who is it. Then we say, Sadhuji, come here, he will give 2 or 3 rupees. If you want a dhoti, I can give. Gopal is there to bring dhoti. To appreciate him, beg of him to take leave of us, and he goes satisfied. And there is peace in the dharmshala. That's why every day he would cause a lot of trouble for everybody.
Prayer and chanting of his name are the 2 things needed in order to find him within ourselves and realize our unity with him. Ramdas had not done anything else but these 2 things, prayer and repetition of God's name. Whatever else he did in the way of discipline, such as fasts, solitudes, society of saints, regulation of diet, all this came with the sole object, or done with the sole object of keeping up a continuous remembrance of God in the mind. All these disciplines are not done for their own sake, but with the sole object of constantly tuning the mind with God. Whenever God remembrance left him, he used to feel utterly miserable. When the remembrance was there, he was perfectly happy. It is then when the mind does not remember him that you feel restless and unhappy. This separation is unbearable. When you have once found him, once you have contacted him and derived peace by that contact, a separation thereafter becomes unbearable.
Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Om. 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 Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Om.